Today with my special guest, Rona, and we will be talking about how to own your life holistically. This is what I found was missing in the market. Everybody's got the answers, but nobody is looking at themselves as a whole: mind, body, soul, and spirit, physically, mentally, emotionally. And so it's time to truly do that. So Anna and I have some tips and tricks for you today on that. But first, let's have Anna introduce yourself and share about yourself with everyone.
Hi, Heather. So, thank you so much for letting me be here. My name is Rona. I'm a holistic wellness lifestyle guide. I specialize in human design coaching as well as looking at the person holistically. So, that's also something I've come across in my journey is that we can't just study mindset. We can't just study nutrition. We can't just study movement. We have to do a little bit of everything in order to treat the entire person because we are a complex being. So the more we can tap into who we truly are in all different levels, that's when we can live holistically and reach our highest potential that we're allowed to in this lifetime.
Absolutely. I love that. And I truly believe if we really want to enjoy all the gifts that life has to offer, it does require that full holistic approach. And so let me introduce myself. So for those who don't know me yet, I'm Heather Chapman, your holistic high performance coach for conscious entrepreneurs, helping you own your life through self and business mastery so you can live happy and fulfilled and truly on your own terms. And so I wanted to share a tip with you guys today, which I think is so important. This is how we truly work smarter and not harder and can be holistic. One simple tip that could change the rest of your life. There is the physical energy we operate in, the physical matter, and then there's energy in the ether that we operate in. So if you want to work smarter and not harder, you need to have actions in both. So this is what I love to call taking an inspired action. It means seeing in your mind's eye the goal achieved already, being in the energy of it achieved, and deciding what the magical outcome is going to be for you before you even do it. So set your intention. This is working energetically. This is putting your order into the universe so the right people, places, circumstances, and opportunities can move closer towards you. Then we actually have to take action. And we want you to take an inspired action, a focused action. So for a lot of us, we're so busy. But are we actually productive in achieving things? What if I told you you could do less and earn more and be more successful? If you would hone in and focus, if you could decide exactly what you want, exactly what it looked like, and then ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do right now, this week, this month, that will move me closer to the goal, and be focused and actually take actions that are moving you closer to your goal that make everything else easy, unnecessary, and maybe even obsolete. So you need to set your energy and you need to set your action, and the action needs to be focused. So you're working in the physical, that's your action, but you don't have to work so hard if you have a focused question, and then you can decide on what action to take. And then what if you got into the energy of your goal achieved and things started moving closer towards you? Wouldn't life be so much easier? So there's the energy and then the physical, and we need to marry them both, because in the universe that we operate in, only a very tiny small portion that we operate in is actually physical matter. It's like 6 times more is energetic that we don't see. And just because we don't see it and we don't understand it doesn't mean it's not there and it's not operating, right? The same way you don't see gravity, the same way you don't see the ether connection of how you're watching this right now, and I'm somewhere completely different. You might not see and understand, but it is operating whether you know it or not. So my tip for you today is to work smarter and not harder. Get in the energy of the goal achieved, which means you actually have to decide what you want and what it would feel like and look like if you had it, and then get into action. that actually is moving you closer towards your goal. Because whatever you have in your calendar right now, you're trading your life for. So I hope it's worth you and moving you towards your goals. So that's my tip for you today. And Anna, share with everyone what they can do to own their whole life holistically.
That was a great tip, Heather. Thank you for sharing that. And I don't think enough of us realize how much of our results actually come from the unconscious side of us, the things that we don't necessarily bring to the forefront of our awareness. Yet that's what's creating our reality in front of us every day. So my tip for the listeners and viewers today is to trust yourself. It always comes back to you. Now, people used to say that when I was younger, like all the answers lie within. And I'm like, within where? I don't get it. Like, I can't see inside myself. It was always this enigma, this like concept that never really, I couldn't grasp. I couldn't seem to feel what was that's within. I couldn't get it for the longest time. And then I started to learn something called human design, and it taught me a few things that I was now able to actually have a sort of like a roadmap, sort of like a structured way of finding that inner part of me. And it took some time for me to build that trust in myself, because so much of my life and so much of all our lives, we're conditioned by other people, well-meaning caregivers who raise us, who tell us what we need to do, how we're supposed to act, say this because it's appropriate, but don't say that because that's not appropriate. And over time, what happens is I started to lose myself. I didn't even know who I was in the end anymore. I was just this person and I was living my life, but was it really my life I was living? Once I started to dive in to what actually is my true nature and who was I born to be, some of it didn't resonate because I had been so far removed from that person. And others landed so deeply within my soul that there was such a resonance. And I was like, I need to learn more because there's some truth in here that I need to learn. And the biggest thing is I needed to trust myself, Heather. I needed to learn that I make decisions that are right for me always. And I needed to learn how to do that. I needed to learn how my energy works in this world and how do I interact with other people. And there's no right, there's no wrong. It's just who I am compared to who everybody else is. So it's honoring ourselves inside and listening to that inner voice, but be careful because there's more than one inner voice. As Heather's smiling because she knows. There's the ego programs, right? We don't want to listen to them. And what we learn over time is to differentiate between the voice of our truth and the voice of our falsehood. So I guess that's my biggest tip is learn to trust yourselves.
I love that. And to be your authentic self is also what I'm really hearing. Not who you've been conditioned to be, not who you've been told to be, but your authentic self, and begin to trust yourself. And right now in our community, we're reading the book, The Slight Edge. And if you haven't read that, that's a must. And he talks about the little mundane things over time that compound to give us our success. And I feel that that belief in yourself gets built the same way the little slight edge does. So it's a little bit of more belief in yourself, and then you follow through on your action and you start to see the results, and then you build more belief and you're more excited because you know if you do the thing, you get the results, and you follow through, and it just happens over time. Truly to learn to trust yourself and step into your new self, because this current version of you will probably be dead by the end of the year, and the next best version of you will be here if you're growing and moving and grooving. And so truly begin to trust yourself, be your authentic self, and start to work smarter and not harder. So work with the physical energy and the metaphysical energy. And if this is new stuff for you and you've never heard of human design reading, which is what Anna does, then make sure you check out our episode on the Own It show, which drops tomorrow on Apple, where Anna shared all things human design and a great introduction to what it is. And then Anna, where can they learn more about you?
They can find me on various social media platforms. I have a YouTube channel. There's a website specific to human design called readmydesign.com, READ mydesign.com. And there you can get some information a little bit more about what human design is, why you should even be interested in it. And I'm actually teaching a training coming up in a couple of weeks that you're all invited to. So I'm very excited about that as well. This is the key, ladies and gentlemen. This is the key to moving forward in life with the shackles unchained. We're no longer going to be a prisoner to our own false limiting beliefs. We're no longer going to be living a life that is not meant to be lived by us. It's time to step into our power, and it's time to really move forward with grace and with ease, because it's possible for each and every one of us. And there's a little bit of a science on how to do it. Heather's a master at teaching the metaphysical married with the physical. I specialize in human design. There's hundreds of amazing, brilliant people you can turn to guide you. But remember, it's always you that's being guided. So we always guide ourselves back home. That's the key.
I love it. So make sure you check out Anna's website and check out her upcoming workshop. And the podcast episode of the two of us drops tomorrow, the Own It show on Apple. And on July 11th, we are back with our new and improved Business Bliss 2.0. So if you are ready to master self and business and marry the physical with the metaphysical and truly start to have life be more blissful with action-based manifesting, come and join us. Go to onaempire.com/business bliss. Get yourself registered for our early bird training Friday, prizes. And if you treat this like the workshop that it's meant to be, it will change the rest of your life and will be a roadmap that you can use over and over again, just the way the human design is for you. So remember, expect magic and miracles. Thank you, Anna, so much for being here with us today. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
My pleasure, Heather. Thank you so much for having me. And I want everybody here to be true to themselves, stay authentic, and let their real light shine through.
Amen. I will second that. Stay happy, healthy, wealthy, and we'll see you guys back soon.